Hey, this is Cindy with cindybidar.com. Today I want to show you a handy little trick I discovered in ActiveCampaign that has to do with split testing. I love to split test things. I love to split test subject lines and content on landing pages and sales pages to see which ones perform better. I like to split test calls to action to see if I can improve conversion rates. And I've always been fascinated with split testing email, but I've never really found a particularly useful way to do that. If you're split testing a broadcast email, for example, you're probably only going to send that email out one time. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to split test subject lines because you're never going to reuse them. So that information that you get is not particularly useful. But in ActiveCampaign, I've discovered a way that they make it useful, and I am super excited. And like every email I send from now on is probably going to be part of a split test because this is just such a cool feature. So in ActiveCampaign, you're here, you're creating a new campaign, and instead of selecting the standard, you're going to select split test. So you're going to compare multiple emails to test which one works best. Hit the next button. Choose your list, and I'm going to select my standard segment. So if you're in an automation, you're not going to get this email, so you'll have to watch this on the blog. I am going to test different email subjects and or from information because I'm only going to split test the subject line on this email. Hit next. Choose your template just like you always do. My email subject is and then in here I'm just going to paste my message content. And I'm going to leave a spot here to insert an image because I'm going to put the video image in here, but it's this video that I'm recording right now, so you can't quite see it yet. But I'll come back and I will add it later before this email goes out. I'm going to add a little PS. And the email is done for the most part. Let's just add, I'm going to add an image in here just so ActiveCampaign doesn't pull it. We'll add this other video snapshot in there. Hit next. And here's where you set up your split test. So this is our test number 1. Add a test. I'm going to add test number 2. And I'm going to change the subject line. And here I can send myself a test email. I always send myself a test email just so I know that all of the links work and whatnot. Click next. Here again is my campaign summary, and down here we have our split test options. So Normally what you would do is do not determine a winner, and that's going to send 50% of traffic to one subject line and 50% the other subject line. But here's where it gets really cool in ActiveCampaign. If I hit determine and send using the winner, look what happens. I can say I want to choose the winner based on the best open rate or based on the best click rate. And I can set the timeline for that. So I can say I want to send, here they've got 10% and 10%. So I want to send subject A to 10% of my list and subject B to 10% of my list. And I want to test those for, I don't want to go 2 days, I want to go 2 hours. And then ActiveCampaign is automatically going to choose the winning subject line and send that to the remaining 80% of the people on my list. So that, to me, is super cool. Now, you also may want to do that instead of best open rate, choose the best click rate. And here's why. I told you that yesterday I sent out an email and I was testing subject lines, and I tested a subject line with your name in it, and I tested that same subject line without your name. So I can't remember what the subject line was, but basically the split test was, the one email subject line was, Cindy, can you help me with this? And the other subject line was just, can you help me with this? I got a better open rate on the subject line that had my name in it, or that had your name in it. You were more likely to open that email, but you were more likely to open that email by about 4%, but you were less likely to click the links in that email. So that subject line got a higher open rate, and the click-through rate was half as much as the subject line that had the slightly lower open rate. So in terms of performance, I would take the subject line without the name in it every time. But here you can actually test that and send out the best performing email to the majority of your list, and you can do it all automatically just by using this split testing feature in ActiveCampaign, which I think is super cool. And you can expect, if you're on my mailing list, every single email you get is going to be a split test from now on, because I'm just so excited about this that I had to share. Have any questions, comments? Drop them below this video. I will be happy to walk you through this if you need some help, or need some assistance, knowing what to split test or why or how to actually make that happen. I'll be more than happy to help you out with that in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.